Good afternoon. My name is Tammy, and I'd like to welcome you to Tammy's Stitches. This is a FlossTube extra about my plans that I have been making this week for next month, which is October. So, what's going to happen is we're going to try a couple new things. Instead of having one full coverage for the whole month, I'm going to do a different full coverage for each week of the month of October. So on Monday I will start with 200 stitches, and then Friday with 200 stitches. So I should get 1,000 stitches a week for 5 days. For the few that I have picked out, and I have them written down here. This is my plans book. Oh, no, I don't have them written there. I have them on my cute little calendar here. So this is October 2025. So the first one will start on the 29th of September and go until the 3rd of October. And that's hanging out for Halloween. Then from the 6th to the 10th, it'll be Creepy Cup of Cozy. For the 13th through the 17th, it'll be Cute Ghosts and Hanging Out for Halloween and Creepy Cup of Cozy. Those are both by Zana Crosswell. Cute Ghost is Stitches So Beautiful. Such a Fright is Teresa Kogut. Solo Witches is also Teresa Kogut. So from the 20th to the 24th, I'll be working on Such a Fright. From the 27th to the 31st, I will be working on Solo Witches. So we're going to try that and see how that works. I'm trying to figure out a way that I can, instead of just, kind of complaining about certain things not getting progress or trying to find the time to do things, we're going to try this rotation for the month and see how that works. The other thing I came up with is, this is my October spooky stitching bingo board. There are 25 whips on here, and each of the whips gets 200 stitches. And some of them I have double dipped, I guess is the word. So Bony Bunch, which I started this past week, will get 200 stitches. And what I've done is I made a wheel that has the numbers 1 through 25. Every day I'm going to spin the wheel. Whatever number comes up, that's what I'm going to do, and they're all 200 stitches. There's no they're all getting the same amount. I'm having Ticino mocha tea today in my Sally and Jack cup. So if I spin 1, it will be Bony Bunch. If I spin 2, it'll be Solo Witches. If I spin 3, it'll be Cute Ghosts. If I spin 4, it will be Hanging Out for Halloween. If I spin 5, it will be Halloween Quicker number 3. If I spin 6, it will be a new start, which is the Goth Girls Bellatrix Lestrange. If I spin 7, it'll be 200 stitches on Beware of Dog. If I spin 8, it'll be a new start with Gothic Girls Sally. If I spin 9, Gothic Girls, Wednesday. These all get 200 stitches right across the board. If I spend 10, it'll be the Halloween Quaker. 11 is Such a Fright. 12 is the Skeleton Gnome. 13 is the Book of Dragons. 14 is Halloween Sampler. 15 is the Halloween Sal 2017. 16 is the Haunted House by Stitch Sprout. It was a stitch along last summer. Not this past summer, but the summer before. If it's 17, I will start Eloise and the Shadow Bird by Zena Crosswell. If it's 18, it's the Executioner's Block. If it's 19, it's the Gothic Queen of Hearts. If it's 20, it's the Frankenstein Gnome. If it's 21, it's the Halloween Cake Stand. If it's 22, Creepy Cup of Cozy. If it's 23, Cute Halloween. If it's 24, it's Halloween Cup Gnome. And if it's 25, it would be a new start, which is a small one. It's Quirky Quaker Witch Hat from Darling and Whimsy. So those are those are the plans. And hopefully I will make it through the whole plans for the whole month. Because the only plans that I did that were concrete for a while were when I did the Motif Monday, the Wonderland Wednesday, and the Full Coverage Friday. And I was doing a different one each week of the month. So I would pick 4 Wonderland Wednesdays, 4 or 5 Motif Mondays, 4 or 5 Full Coverage Fridays. And I put different stitch amounts for each one. This tea tastes so good. Okay. Now, the other thing I did was I kind of fixed my wrestling roundup just a little bit. I have 3 that I haven't touched, and I should, but I just reset all the wheels, and I'm going to start fresh come October 1st, or next week. I'm going to do fresh. So, I also have a wheel for my gnomes, a wheel for my seasonals, and a wheel for my samplers. I think that's it. And the new one I just started, which was my numbers wheel. So we have starts, gnomes, seasonals, samplers, the wrestlers, the finishing move, the premium live events, and the big O numbers. Plus I have one here for my gifts. So when I do a giveaway, I put everybody's name on the wheel that enters, I spin it, and whoever, that's the fairest way I know how to do it. And I'm not into random pickers and all that. This is the same thing. And usually I only have maybe 2 or 3 people that go for the gift, so to speak. So what we're going to do is we are going to put 3 new wrestlers for the wrestling roundup, and that's going to start come on Monday. So first of all, we're going to go with 3 wrestlers. So first of all, we have Booker T. Now, Booker T has a number 2 next to his name. So, if it has a 1, a 2, or a 3 next to the name and the finishing move. So 1 is 100, 2 is 200, 3 is 300. So Booker T is 200. Sorry about that. 200 stitches. Okay. And then the finishing move is the DDT, which was invented by Jake the Snake Roberts. If you don't watch 80s wrestling, you know. Okay, so that is 300 stitches. And then, oops, do that. We're gonna go with the premium live event, and the premium live event is a whip. So it's Cute Ghosts. So it looks like Cute Ghost is going to be getting quite a few. So that would be 500 stitches on Cute Ghosts. Now you know me, I don't always go for the whole thing. Okay, now we're going to go back, start again. Oh gosh. And another wrestler. Okay, Dusty Rhodes. Now, Dusty Rhodes was very popular. He was known as the American Dream. And when he was in WWE, well, at the time it was WWF, but now it's considered WWE. When he was in the WWE, he was always the underdog. And he had the bleached blonde hair, and he was a big guy. And I don't mean tall guy, I mean big guy. Cutest little thing you ever saw. And he'd come out with like a black tank top and black trunks with big huge yellow polka dots on them, and he looked adorable. And he would dance down to the aisle with his music and the whole bit. He was so cute. He really was. And he has two sons that are now in the business. There's Dustin Rhodes, and then there's Cody Rhodes. And Cody's now in the started out with Randy Orton. He's a second generation. He bleached his auburn hair to, or brown hair to blonde. And he's got a big old tattoo of his skull logo right here, and then over his heart is his dream, and he's called the American Nightmare. I know, long story to say, not much. So, Dusty Rhodes is going to use... Now, Dusty Rhodes is 3, so 300. So he's going to use the pedigree. Now, the pedigree was before his time, but that's okay. And that's another 300. And the premium live event is 3 cheers. Awesome. Now, 3 cheers is my very first full coverage that I ever started, and it is an album cover of My Chemical Romance, one of their albums. And I'm making it for my daughter. Whether she uses it or not, I don't know. But I might just frame it and keep it. And if she wants it, she can have it. If not, I'll give it to my stepdaughter, because she also likes My Chemical Romance. So, last one. Oops. Hold on 1 second. Got it fixed. Oh. Okay, so last one that we're gonna spin for next week is Randy Savage. Now, Randy Savage, a lot of people may remember because he did those old Slim Dim commercials where he goes, "Oh yeah." He talked in this wicked gravelly voice, and I think his voice got stuck that way after a while because he did it so much. And he was one of the first wrestlers in the late 80s, early 90s that actually had a woman manager who was his wife. And her name was Elizabeth. Beautiful woman, absolutely gorgeous woman. And basically, she wasn't married, she was a prisoner, from what it sounds like. So we have Randy Savage, and Randy Savage is a 1. So that's 100. And then the finishing move pedigree. Oh, right there. Not cooperating with me. I'll fix it later. Choke Slam, which is number 1, and I believe that was before Randy Savage's time, but I don't know. Because that was also that was Undertaker. Okay, then we have premium live events. And that will be a bony bunch. So that's 200 stitches on bony bunch. And I will be showing that on Friday. So these are for the 29th till the 3rd. The other thing that I will be working on is My Deer and Owl on the 30th, because I started that on December 31st, 2024, and I try to pick it up the 30th and the 31st of each month and put into the 300 stitches. I think I'm going to do maybe 200, 300, I don't know, we'll see. Because I'm still working on in the same area, you know. So I might get the other flower in. I might finish up that one, or the other side of that one next to the deer, and work some more on the deer. I don't know yet. We'll see. So, now, as far as my weekends, am I going to do? Yes. I think the 24th to the 25th 26th, and 27th will be a Halloween Havoc weekend, which means you work on however many of your Halloween stitches you may have for that one weekend, and it's right before Halloween. So also on the 13th, October 13th, I'm doing Dark 13 stitching. I'm going to be doing the Halloween Style 2017, which was what that was intended for in the first place. So I'm going to try to pick that out every 13th of the month, and I might work on it again during that Halloween Havoc weekend. The 3rd, the 4th, the 5th, and the 6th is going to be smalls. Small finishes. Whether it be an actual ornament finish, which is what I'm going to try to do, or like if you do Quakers like I do, and you have a really big motif, that would be considered a small finish. In fact, my thoughts with Quakers is to do the big, you know, every time you finish a motif, that's a finish in my mind. So if I was to do, you know, if I wanted to do a monogamous weekend where I worked on one Quaker that whole weekend and got like, I don't know, 10 motifs finished, that's 10 smalls that I just finished. Do I do that? No. No, I don't do that. But, get me wrong, might do it. So, I'm going to put up an event this afternoon for the October 3rd through the 6th as small finishes. Oh, or small accomplishments. You know, like finishing a motif, finishing if you do the big full coverages and you do the diagonal thing, you know, if you finish a diagonal, that's an accomplishment. Thank you. I'm thinking I'm gonna switch the small part out, I think. So, maybe something like excellent accomplishments or elegant accomplishments. Something like that. You know, I don't know quite yet, but something like that. So if I don't do it this afternoon, it'll be first thing tomorrow morning. And then for the 24th through the 27th, it's going to be Halloween Havoc. And I have a feeling I know what I'm going to do. So that might be a monogamous weekend for me. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. So, oh, and with this, you know, accomplishment, what you could do is, like, if you have the ink circles, and they're like a mandala, four-sided mandala, and you have one corner complete, and you want to finish the next corner, and it's mirrored, it's exactly the same way in all four corners, and you finished another corner, that would be an excellent accomplishment. So, you understand where I'm going with all this. So we want to make sure that you think about it, and if you want to join me, please, please, please go to Tammy's Stitches either on Instagram or Facebook. I will put them both in the description box below. And please just send me a picture of before and after. And what I do is I do a before picture and then an after picture. And then on the before picture, I put before 500 stitches. And then with the after picture, I put after 500 stitches or whatever. Or I'll put the before picture up and then I'll put the after picture up and just put 453 stitches. You know, so that's what I try to do. Did I do that this weekend? I think I did it once. Because I forget. I really do. I forget. So I'm going to try to get better about posting those kinds of things. And I'd really appreciate it if you are going to join me. If you post a picture. If you want to do your own little album of as many things as you've done. That would be awesome. It really would be. That would be awesome. Am I going to do something like a Whip Frenzy? I don't know. Am I going to do something like a riff off like they do in Whip Warriors? No. What I was thinking about doing was, you know, picking a song, doing so many, say it's 4 minutes 20 seconds is the song. You can either do 420 stitches or you can do 4 hours and 20 minutes. And then the next one you pick out, the song has to be like by the same group, maybe. Or maybe I'll do it around Christmas time. That way it can be a Christmas carol. We can go Christmas caroling along with doing my December Deck the Halls December birthday ornament sale, which I did last year for the month of December. I'm going to do it again this year because I liked it and I had fun with it. So, and I did really little ornaments. I didn't do huge ones. I did tiny ones. That took me, maybe 2 hours to finish. So I think I'm going to do something like that again. I may go through some of my magazines and see what I can find, or go through my Christmas pattern book to see what I can find. But yeah. So those are just a few things coming up for the rest of the year. Do I have any plans for 2026? One. Because I'm not doing Whip Go. I'm going to be doing picking a theme for the month and doing this. So December could be, 25 ornaments. And this could be 4 or 5 different full coverages that are Christmas themed. I have 2 or 3. I think I have more than that, but they would be all new starts. So I might just pick one and do that one and then do ornaments. We'll see. But for 2026, it's finally Lucy. I hope you're not listening. Gonna be Year of the Gnome. I'm gonna do Christmas gnomes. I'm gonna do Thanksgiving gnomes. I'm gonna be doing Halloween gnomes. I'm gonna be doing regular gnomes. Just gnomes, and more gnomes. Am I gonna do? Did I finish my letter A's? No, I did not. and I'm really not feeling it, so no, I did not. But I might pick 2 letter B's and do 500 stitches per, because it was just, you know, I couldn't do anything else the rest of the day. So if I did 1 every 2 weeks, you know, that would give me time to do the other things I want to do, like, you know, this, doing 200 stitches a day, or this, doing 200 stitches a day. So there are 2 that I have in mind. I think one of them is going to be Beware of Dog, and the other one's going to be a new start called Book Delivery, and it's 3 little gnomes delivering books. And I think I'm going to do them kind of separate, but on the same fabric. But yeah. So Lucy, if you want to join me next year for 2026 Year of the Gnome, love to have you do it. I really would. So hopefully I will see everybody on Friday, and I hope you have a good rest of your week, and keep on stitching on, y'all. Keep on stitching on, y'all. Bye.